Hey guys, welcome back to another episode by SToby. This is episode 3 of season 2. Last episode.
Move out of the portal.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's really loud and obnoxious. Anyway, last episode we finished off this Guardian farm, built up this place, and wow, that entered me, Jesus. But if we hop through this portal, we'll be able to see where we're going to be working next episode. Well, this episode. So if you just run along this path that we made, and remember to eat because it takes up a lot of your hunger. Just sprint down here. Hopefully we don't get into any hoglins, because that's the only problem with this. I might change this up a bit so that we don't get piglins and hoglins on the road.
A little.
Yeah, maybe put a glass wall. I'm not sure.
Perhaps.
But yeah. So actually, if you remember last episode, we actually went into the creative world and did some villager stuff. So we designed a whole villager thing. The top bit's actually not our design. I will put a link up the top to the original video that we watched. We changed it slightly because there are a few things that we didn't like. But yeah, that's very dangerous.
I took a heart of damage.
One heart. Okay. I usually take about 4, so you know. But yeah, if we hop through this portal, we're in the swamp. But Sam, if you would fly up to the top. So if you remember, I'm not looking down because of a few plans and stuff that we've already put down. But if you remember that underneath this island bit is a very big pond, and we built the canal last episode, if you remember. And now what we want to do is we want to put a building there. And I think you shut the door in my face. I think what we want to do is we want to build a water mill, because we kind of want to have maybe a medieval style down,
Yeah,
so we might even get around to building a castle, like a big one. And because obviously we did the Nether last season, this season I want to do a medieval village and then also a big villager setup in the ocean just off in the distance over there. So
now we're going to get into a time lapse of
us building it. Awesome. We're back, and yeah,
we're here again.
we finished.
So
quite a few changes were made since the end of the time lapse, just because I flew up and looked at it and went, yeah, that doesn't look too good. So some stuff has changed. You can see the water mill here. We actually added quite a lot to it. So before, if you remember, it was just diagonal lines, but I changed it with trapdoors.
Absolutely amazing.
And it's just got that circular feel, and then these look a bit more structurally sound, because before it looked a bit flimsy.
Now at the front, you can see we've got these planter boxes and some shutters on the windows. That looks quite nice.
Down here there's a big window, and because it's a trapdoor on top of a fence gate,
you can hop up.
We can hop up and have a look at these guys. Where's the farmer gone?
I don't know. We'll retrieve him later.
Yeah. Is he genuinely gone?
Where's he run off to?
Oh no.
Yes, this thing does have a habit of the villagers running off somewhere.
But we'll be able to fix it. Now the coolest thing about this is
if we take away this, there's a dungeon underneath.
Which is
where the villagers that have actually been bred end up.
And we can move them on to the next stage of their journey from under here. Nice decoration here, some with the mossy cobble and stuff like that. Yeah, so if we hop into the creative world, we'll be able to explain how the thing works in more detail.
Yeah, because you
Ah.
can't really see it here.
If we just one thing, look at these shulkers. They're all named with exactly the right amount of items in. That's what I recommend if you're ever going to build anything,
I like that.
especially technical. This it really helps. But let's jump onto a creative world and have a peek at this, but not with a big building. This is the
So this
creative
is what
test
we've
world.
got on
This
us
is
as well.
what is crammed inside that tiny, tiny
Alright.
house.
I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place. You need
It's
to come
over
over here. But so what it is it's a farm, and this farmer will break up the carrots, and they'll fill up his internal inventory, and then they'll pass carrots between each other. Eventually, they'll both get very happy and breed, and a little baby will appear, and
We'll rush to freedom.
will rush through this one block gap,
Right
and
here.
because of this double trapdoor thing, which means that entities think they can get through when they can't, he'll try and get on these beds, fall in.
It's a weird pathfinding error. They think they can run across this, but they can't.
They think they're flipped up, but they're not.
They're not.
So they try and run across here, and
We drop down in here, and now this is clever.
so when they're a baby, they just bob against here and can't hit it. But when they're an adult,
They
the
bob
head gets
up,
stuck.
and then they get fired up. They carry on, and then you can recognize this hay bale bit from what we have at the thing, because you can see the villagers end up there.
So what should happen is they'll bob along.
But this is what we're going to build next. It's this system. Bob along, and then it puts them in a minecart, and then throws them into this deep cavernous pit.
That's not going to be in the real design, but you can see I've been doing quite a few tests and stuff like that.
I love how they
But
just
this
land on
is
each other.
Very, 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 very cool. So in front of this observer is a piece of string, and if an entity or if a mob or a player drops past this string, the observer picks it up as a block change. Nothing actually happens from the string, but that's how it works.
Yoink.
And then the observer sees that, the observer sees that, that observer sees it, that observer sees that, that observer sees it, that observer sees it. So then we have this big chain of observers seeing each other see the thing before it. And then the redstone line comes across here and fires out a minecart, which then goes up here, travels through this block, gets picked up by this rail, goes across. Now this system is clever because of this repeater. You can see that it's on 3 ticks, which means there's a 3-tick delay between the redstone appearing and the minecart being fired. This is because the observer actually produces a signal when the string is triggered and untriggered. So as it falls, it fires the observer twice. And the observer produces a 1-tick pulse, then a gap, and then a 1-tick pulse. But if this is 3 ticks, then the 1-tick pulse is stored in the repeater. Then there's a gap, and the repeater is still holding that original 1 tick. And then the next 1 tick comes in and doesn't affect it because it's already powered. And then it goes through, powers the dispenser, and the minecart goes through. And there seems to be quite a lot of villagers. Yeah, that's how the system works. So there's a baby here, and then when it grows up, it'll go all the way through,
I was
drop
trying to
down.
see how high of a stack I could create.
Oh my god. But yeah, so the next thing that we're going to build,
Boing.
next episode is we're going to get these observers in, and
Yeah,
get this
quite a
little circuit in. Now, actually, this circuit is really dumb. I could literally just do that, and I would save 3 redstone dust, because target blocks are surprisingly expensive. But actually, this doesn't have to go out like here. This could drop straight down this edge and save me some redstone and some blocks and stuff. But you see, this is just filled up with stuff like that. And then if it ever breaks for any reason, it's got a button on, so we can do that. Yeah, and now because I've got infinite strength, I can do this, and it's very
That's
satisfying.
just cruel.
Oh, but it's satisfying, isn't it? Because villagers are really annoying sometimes. So, but yeah, this is how we're going to be producing all of our villagers, and hopefully we'll be able to fix that error that we had before, where they would be standing here. This guy here would then go to here, see that bed, teleport into it, wake up and drop into this tube, and then get stuck. because it can't push past this other baby villager. We'll try and fix that, but I think that's everything. So yeah, we're going to be building that in the next episode. Sam, thank you guys for watching. If you loved this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of our next video. Adios.